I'm too far left to be a liberal.
The crime in your city invited ICE.
What do you guys think it will take for U.S. citizens to start fighting back?
Pick them up and chunk them in a minivan.
I will squish you.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show. So glad you could be here today. Listen, we've got a lot of liberal madness to get to. First off, we've got President Trump touring a Ford plant. And look, he wants to reassure the workers there that, in fact, America is number one. We'll get into that. Omar is dripping with arrogance. One might say she's ripe for destruction. Let's cross our fingers on that one. Or maybe not destruction, but deportation. That would be wonderful. And a lot of ICE violent thoughts are being thrown out there in the universe by the left. They are seemingly having these quasi, I don't know, fantasies, if you will, about stuff that might happen or should happen to the ICE agents in their twisted mind. But let's get into it, my friends. Let's jump into that liberal madness right now. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Hi, Mike. Nice to meet you.
I'm actually Dave. I'm not sure who Mike is, but go on.
I'm Puddin'. I'm too
Ew.
far left to be a liberal.
How is that even possible? Isn't that the criteria to be a modern liberal? Okay.
In fact, I've offended a lot of my liberal friends by calling them blue hat MAGA. So
Ooh, that's devastating.
try
Yeah.
again. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. Liberals are pretty stupid because they just talk and don't
Wow.
actually do shit.
Crime is not happening in your city because of ICE. The crime in your
True.
city invited ICE.
True again.
What do you guys think it will take for U.S. citizens to start fighting back? Because honestly, at this point, I think y'all pussy.
President Trump is on his affordability tour and decided to stop by a Ford Motor plant to just check things out, say hi to the workers, and give a speech about the fastest economic turnaround in American history.
In Michigan to report to you on the strongest and fastest economic turnaround in our country's history. It's really been historic. There's never been anything like this. You are so lucky I allow you into this room to even be with me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Under our administration, growth is exploding, productivity is soaring, investment is booming, incomes are rising, inflation is defeated, America is respected again like never before.
Well, it seems President Trump was in a pretty light mood when he was at the Ford plant, and he decided to throw down a President Biden impersonation. Check it out.
You ever notice Joe would always cough before a speech? State of the Union, he gets, ah, 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 ah. Ladies and gentlemen. And then it would be like very short. Although the one time they had him spruced up pretty good, remember, he was high as a kite. He was floating, he was up there way up.
While touring the Ford Motor Plant, President Trump had an interesting one-on-one interaction with one of the employees there. But first, let's preface it with Vice President J.D. Vance giving us what the universal sign for we're number one is on the left.
All the pink-haired people throw up this sign, and I think, that means we're number one, right? That I choose to take that as that symbol in Washington. But all kidding aside.
And here's the interaction I was talking about. One of the Ford employees screamed out that President Trump is a pedophile protector. And Trump's response was pretty much, F you, and then threw him the bird. Look, Trump only has 3 years left. He's got a lot of work to do. And quite frankly, he doesn't give an F about your feelings. Let's check it out, see what happened. It says F you. And if you had a hard time seeing exactly what he did there, what gesture he did, let me throw up an enhanced photo of exactly what he did. Yep, there it is in all of its glory. Look, everyone has the right to say whatever they want to the president and insult them. But my goodness, you need to read the room just a little bit, because I'm sure your boss was right there. And not only your boss, but your boss's bosses, right? It's like the top people in the company was with President Trump, and they totally heard what you said. I just don't think this is a great idea to basically embarrass your company in front of the president, but in front of like the whole world, because everyone's covering what the president's doing there. It's just a bad idea. Oh, wait a minute. An update. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll let everybody know. Well, we just got an update from my producer, and yeah, there seems to be some ramifications for what this worker did. Let's check that out.
TJ Sabula, the worker who shouted at Trump, has been suspended. Personally, not a fan of suspending the worker, but I mean, First Amendment rights do not protect you against your own employer agreeing or disagreeing with what you do.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you can yell. You should be allowed to yell at the president.
Like I said, you should be able to be allowed to yell at the president, but this is just like if you went on Facebook and just started trashing your company. You're going to have some consequences for that. And look, like I said, you embarrassed the Ford company in front of the entire nation and really the world. So
the more you around, the more you're going to find out.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show and would like to support the channel, go buy me a hot chocolate. The Lib Zone runs on it. And of course, there has to be a rebuttal from the Democrats on President Trump going on his affordability tour. And here is Hakeem Jeffries straight up lying to the American people. Not just gaslighting, lying.
These people are pathetic. Republicans have had all year, literally. Donald Trump lied to the American people and said that costs would go down on day one. Costs haven't gone down in the United States of America. Costs are out of control. It's all talk. There's no action. These people are not serious.
Well, my friends, it's been a wild ride the last few years. We went from 2023, President Trump being falsely indicted in 34 counts of absolute stupidity on the left, to 2024, him being shot, nearly assassinated. And then 2025, he's back into power. He means business. And then, of course, 2026. He doesn't give an F about your feelings. Now let's jump into an ice bath of liberal madness with some young YNs keeping it real.
Yo, wallahi, we just chased the Nazi nigga off the block. Yeah. Them niggas not allowed around here, nigga. Nazis, ice, all them bitch-ass niggas.
Fucking
on my dead. Oh, bro. All them niggas, nigga, what?
With the uptick of ICE doing traffic stops in my area, I just want to go ahead and make my intentions clear. ICE, if you stop me and you ask for my identification, I'm going to run you the over.
Really? With those nicely manicured hands of yours? I don't think so.
I will squish you. I will end your subscription to life. Suckers.
Wow.
I'm wondering how long it's gonna take before people get tired of these protests and somebody gets smart and organizes a group of people. And those little bastards that sit on the edge of the ICE protest, those ICE agents that sit there and they just shake the can of pepper spray or whatever, get about 6 big to pick them up and chunk them in a minivan, drive them off to an alley somewhere and ventilate their thoughts. And then and, you know, strip them naked except for that stupid gator they keep on their face, and then go back to the protest and do it a couple of more times. They'll be scrambling trying to find their dudes. I'm just waiting to see how long it's going to take for someone to do that.
I live in New York City and I will be traveling to New Jersey to work on getting my gun license and permit. I will be practicing in the gun range in New Jersey. I don't need ICE taking my family
For all those that want to do harm to ICE, all I have to say is that it's a bad idea.
To all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. And anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. And the Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, then they will face justice.
Seriously, folks, instead of getting in the way of ICE and antagonizing them as they're doing their job, I think we should all be more like this young lady.
So someone sent me a message and said that ICE is actually really close to my house right now. So you know what I did?
What?
I went and got some lunch and now I'm going back to work.
Oh.
At this point, I just have to assume that ICE is doing human trafficking because they're targeting a lot of women.
What?
A lot of women and children. A lot of women and children.
She was shot in the face, and you're to blame. You give America a bad name. She was moving a car, and your excuses are lame. You give America a bad name.
Now, with this whole incident with the shooting in Minnesota, not too many people are actually talking about the real victim. These bitches be crazy. Yeah, nobody has said what has happened to this poor dog. It could not have escaped that whole ordeal unscathed. If anybody has an update that they've heard, please let me know. I feel bad for the poor guy. And now we're going to look at an awful, doing what they do best, virtue signaling.
And I stopped in this gas station, and the only two people in there are immigrants, clearly Spanish speaking. They're so nice.
Oh my gosh. So, the humanity.
They smile at me and they say hello. And they don't know the reason I was just crying was because my heart is broken because of everything that's going on.
It's horrible.
And then I look stupid because I'm crying. And I want to say to them,
yeah,
I'm sorry my country is such an asshole. And that we weren't paying attention. And now we're in this big mess.
Oh, it's horrible.
I didn't say that. Instead, I said, can I use these dollars to pay for this? And she said, yeah, money's money. And I said, except pennies, right? And then I dropped the money in my food, and then I had to give her.
Wait, why? What? Why would you drop the money in your food? That seems like kind of a dick move. Yeah, that was a dick move. She did it on purpose.
I walked out there, they probably thought that is the dumbest lady I ever seen.
Yeah, probably.
And they didn't know that I love them.
No, you don't. Yeah. Anyway.
I can't go into 7-Eleven anymore.
Why?
Minneapolis are not safe to leave their homes right now, so.
Okay. Wait. Do you live in Minneapolis? Because what are you doing outside? You're you're like totally breaking your first rule there. Don't leave your house, I guess, right?
We're gonna go pick up some essential items that can be donated. They do not have to leave their house.
Right.
And be unsafe.
You can still go, even when you feel slow, you can still go, even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
You know, these awfuls do this only because they want to feel better about themselves, and they want people to be like, oh wow, look at her, she's such a wonderful person. It's so fake. And here's an agitator that's trying to get a border patrol, basically to put him into a gotcha moment, but this guy kind of flips the script on her.
You feel about the fact that a U.S. citizen was murdered by ICE?
The way I feel is I watched the video on multiple different angles.
That
He was
is not
standing
a
in-
feeling.
he was
How do
stand-
you feel? Feel it here in your heart.
Okay, look, we don't care about how you feel. We only care about facts. That's such, I mean, that's the biggest difference, I think, between people on the left and people on the right.
And like I was saying,
Your immigrant mother.
right?
Feel it in your heart.
I do. And at
Okay,
the end of the
so
day, if
don't tell
someone
me
tried
what
to run
you
me
saw
over,
or what you watched.
if someone tried to run me over, I
That's
would have done
not
the
a
same
feeling.
thing. I would have done the same thing.
Not a
That's how I
feeling.
feel. I feel perfectly fine.
That's not a feeling.
I feel fine.
I feel totally fine. I'm totally fine with it. Of course you are.
We're so used to being antagonized that it's just one of those things where you don't really entertain it. I'm having a conversation with you because we've been real respectful. That's all it is.
That's how I was trying
But every single time I see those cameras pop up, our conversation changes ever so slightly. So,
Me
our
and you?
conversations, a little bit. They get a little bit more.
No, so I was upset because you were telling me what I know.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair. That's human. At the end of the day, it is.
If I escalated, I apologize.
Hello. Well,
it's fine.
You guys were best friends before the camera came over here. Don't lie. I seen it.
I mean, we were having a really good conversation.
We were having a really good conversation. The camera's a little dangerous, all right?
This one has empathy. Like, look at his eyes.
I appreciate it.
I feel
Thank
like
you.
if
I said, I think at the end of the day, we all have different experiences as agents. I personally have arrested some pretty terrible people, and I have arrested people that are just here, and their only crime is immigration. And it is what it is.
That's right. It is what it is. And if people would just let ICE and the Border Patrol do their job, things would go a lot better in a... Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's official. Okay. Wait a minute. I can't hear you. Wait, where's that switch? Okay. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. We haven't heard from her for a little bit. Okay. I'll let everybody know. Thank you. All right, my friends, that was my producer. And we have an official Joy Reid alert. She apparently has a totally different take on all of these agitators that seem to be popping up in these videos. And of course, because it's coming out of Joy Reid's mouth, it is just dripping with racism. Let's check it out.
This woman was part of a group of people who they trained to try to be ICE interrupters. And what they try to do is observe what ICE is doing, film them, and try to use their white privilege, to be honest. They're mainly white people.
Which is what we ask.
Which is what we ask them to do, right? Because black people, like, we can't put our bodies on the line because cops will shoot us. So white women, have been taking the lead in being the ones to step forward and challenge ICE.
And let's get another little juicy dose of stochastic terrorism provided to us by the mainstream media.
We see these clowns on TV with improper training, and we understand they're doing everything wrong.
Officials saying she was dangerous, not just some innocent mother of three. Just like they say Kilmar Abrego Garcia isn't just a Maryland father.
Kristi Noem calls her a domestic terrorist. I mean, try to just remember what you say, okay? You see it, and you know what the truth is.
She does not fit the definition of domestic terrorist, in my view.
As they are building this case again.
This next guy has an interesting way to tell President Trump to stop it. And the best part is he actually gets one of the protesters to throw up a Heil Hitler. And that is not appreciated by some of the other members in the group.
And let's say, stop Trump, everybody. Hold your hand down. Stop Trump. Stop Trump.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, no, I wasn't doing all that.
I know.
This is too funny.
I saw this picture of an old lady standing in the middle of a group of protesters. And it says, "I am Antifa." And the caption along with the picture says, "I am Grand Tifa." And I was like, oh my gosh, that joke was sitting right in front of me the whole time. It was low-hanging comedic fruit. And I guess that's why I'm not a comedian and I do the Dave show instead. And here's Omar being so arrogant, so smug, as a reporter confronts her about what's going on in Minnesota, the fraud, the fact that maybe she might get deported for her alleged complicity with the fraud that was going on in Minnesota. This woman she thinks she's totally above the law. Check it out.
Congresswoman, Republicans have repeatedly stated that you committed immigration fraud. Are you at all worried about a formal investigation that could perhaps lead to your deportation?
Oh, you're one of those people.
don't know what that means, but are you at all concerned?
Do I look concerned?
I guess not.
Okay.
All right. What about the Minnesota fraud hearing? You didn't show up for that. Do you think you should have?
Why should I have?
Well, it happened in your state. Don't you want to defend your position?
There were people from my state that were there.
Okay, but why not you? I mean, there's allegations that you're complicit in the fraud. Wouldn't you want to show up?
Why would there be an allegation that I'm complicit? How would I be complicit?
Well, what about Tim
Do
Walz?
you just ask stupid questions? Is this your thing?
I'm curious to get your thoughts.
No,
I mean, there's a lot of controversy around the issue. $9 billion in fraud in the state of Minnesota.
$9 billion?
You don't think so?
Really?
Yeah, and counting. Probably more, honestly. You think that's fake news or what?
That is more than half of the resources that are allocated.
Okay.
So you genuinely, like, your brain has told you that it is possible for half of the resources.
I'm just going off of what
for our public service to, like, half disappear, is what you're saying.
Countless Minnesota state representatives, whistleblowers have come
listen
forward.
to yourself, though.
I'm
Like,
trying
just think about that for a second.
Maybe if you showed up at the hearing, you would
Just-
know that
just think
whistleblowers
about
are
that
being
for a second.
retaliated against for exposing the fraud. Why is that? Why are they being
But
tracked and
just
traced?
think about what you're asking. Who is tracing whistleblowers?
Minnesota state officials, Tim Walz, anyone who dares to speak out against the government.
Tim Walz is doing something to
Yeah,
whistleblowers?
why is Tim Walz stepping down if he's, innocent? Why isn't he running for re-election?
Because he's had 8 years to serve as our great governor.
He was going to be vice president of the United States if Kamala won.
Yes, and he would have been an excellent vice president.
now he's stepping
much
down.
better than the person we have right now.
And now he's stepping down as governor. Any comment on that? You don't think he's maybe complicit?
He is focusing on trying to make sure our state remains great. All right, have a nice day.
Thank you, you too.
Please read. And so today, I am glad to announce that the Congressional Progressive Caucus has adopted an official position to hold ICE accountable. Our caucus members will oppose all funding for immigration enforcement in any appropriation bills until meaningful reforms are enacted to end militarized policing practices.
Well, it looks like Ohio is telling Minnesota to hold its beer because this place we're about to see is a daycare that doesn't have any children. And the ones that supposedly go there, well, they only accept welfare checks or something as payment. I'm not exactly sure how that works out, but take a look.
How are we doing? One 1-year-old.
1-year-old with the head.
No welfare though. So you guys take cash, right?
No, he said no.
You guys don't take. I can only. You guys only take.
And this supposed daycare is in this crappy old warehouse looking of a building. Look, it's completely dark inside behind her. And there's no way this is a daycare center. There's just no way.
Welfare? Only welfare. Yeah. So if I don't qualify, I can't get childcare with you guys?
Oh, we just take families with welfare.
Only families with welfare.
Yeah, are you recording?
No, this is just, I mean.
He'll actually talk to you.
Hey, what's up, Mohammed?
Hey, Mohammed.
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to get some childcare.
Yeah, because if you don't have like the welfare, so
yeah,
we got like co-payment.
Okay.
Because some people they don't have the welfare.
Yeah, like I don't know if I'll fully qualify. I think I can pay with cash though. Do you guys have cash rates?
Yeah, because we get a co-payment because you have.
A co-payment of like $2 million from the taxpayers. That's his co-payment.
First, you have to apply the welfare. You know.
If I don't qualify, can I still drop JoJo here?
No, because they created for you. You know the case number.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, thanks, Mohammed. See you later. Okay. All right, thank you. Sorry.
Well, I don't think the Bright Future Learning Academy has a very bright future ahead of it. But hey, look, at least they spelled learning correctly. So, I mean, they've got that over Minnesota. Recently, Democrats have been flip-flopping all over the place. Let's take a look at some of those examples.
Seem to be a lot of reverse Uno cards lately, doesn't it?
You guys were against the Second Amendment. Now you're for it. You used to be about secured borders. Now you're open borders. During COVID, my body, my choice, be damned. Now it's all about my body, my choice. No National Guard. Now you're demanding they call up National Guard in Minneapolis. Never stand in front of or obstruct law enforcement. Now you're talking about arming up against law enforcement.
Yeah.
You were against an insurrection on January 6th that doesn't meet the definable definition of an insurrection, while today calling for an actual armed insurrection against our government. And Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer were 100% for reciprocating tariffs. Donald Trump implements them. You say he's unconstitutional and he's going to crash our economy, and you were wrong.
Wow.
During his first term, you said he needed to go after Maduro. He was weak, and he should have supported Maduro's opposition. Donald Trump removes an unelected dictator. Now you're standing for dictators, and you're saying we started another war. You guys said that Iran cannot have nuclear capabilities, and Donald Trump was weak for not stopping it. Donald Trump bombs their nuclear sites, and you said he's a war criminal and started World War III yet again.
Yep.
You guys were against any fraud in Medicaid. Now you're supporting people who are complicit in over $9 billion in Medicaid fraud in one state because you're worried about being called a racist, or you don't want to go against the Democrat governor. What are you going to do in relations to Iran after you sat there and stood with the Palestinians and Hamas when Iran is the one that's been supporting them, and you can't support an authoritarian government, especially one whose constitution is 100% based on religion and goes against absolutely everything you stand for?
This next photo shows the absolute hypocrisy of those on the left. This young lady is holding up a sign that says, #resist capitalism, except that her sign doesn't really go along with her message. Let's check it out. Wow. Written on the back of a brand new iPhone. Wow, that's so resisting capitalism.
Our school begins offering online as an option today because of how terrified our families are. If a school district starts to do that, shouldn't that send off even more warning signs to you that things are not okay?
Well, yeah, because there's probably such an influx of illegal alien kids in your school district that all of the resources are being sucked away by those people so that the actual American citizens aren't able to get the education that they pay for. So, yeah, maybe you should be concerned. There's been real turmoil over in Iran lately, and it's hard to get a good picture of what's going on because the Iranian government has basically shut off the internet. Now, Elon Musk has provided Starlink to get some of these stories out. And up next is a photo of somebody, well, she is a true feminist, I guess, in the pure sense. But in this photo, you're about to see what she's doing. If she is caught by the authorities in Iran, it will no doubt forfeit her life. And that takes a lot of courage. And I think she's a pretty brave lady. So, but the point of this is that the feminists here in the US on the left, well, they could care less about all of the thousands and hundreds of thousands, millions of women that are being suppressed by Sharia law. Instead, they want to prop up the Minnesota mom and make her some kind of hero. I'm telling you, my friends, we live in an upside down world. Let's check it out.
This is what real feminism looks like. And yet all the so-called feminists on the left are dead silent about this because they're too busy making a hero out of a woman who spent her day agitating federal law enforcement. They're too busy cosplaying as though they're oppressed because they think that having borders is oppressive. No, this is what real feminism looks like. And this is what it looks like to actually live under an oppressive regime. This woman is risking her life to take this photo, to stand up to an oppressive Islamic regime that has diminished the humanity of women since the Islamic Revolution in Iran in 1979. Before that, Iran was a secular monarchy. And then an Islamic revolution happened and women went from being able to wear what they wanted as human beings to being forced to comply with mandatory hijab laws.
That's
but
sick.
Silence from the left because they don't want to admit that Islam is the oppressive oppressive force at work here, and they also don't recognize real feminism when it looks them in the face. They think that real feminism is abortion on demand or letting males in women's locker rooms.
The midterms are approaching fast, and the Dems desperately want to get back a bunch of the men that they completely isolated and told were horrible human beings just because they were born with male genitalia. But Bill Maher thinks they should take a different approach.
Just so much like of this shaming. A lot of it, you know, people wonder why so many young men vote for Trump. Well, maybe because, you know, he's one guy who doesn't make you feel guilty just for being born with a you know? It's true. If you're 22, you don't remember a time when it was the reverse. So you've only seen the backlash. You've only seen white men bad.
Oh, this one's got me fired up. This one's for every single one of you politicians that's up there in Washington, D.C. right now that has a microphone and a mouthful of nobody's above the law. Right now's the moment to put your money where your mouth is. Because Bill and Hillary Clinton were lawfully subpoenaed to show up in court today and tomorrow and testify, and they are outright refusing. And don't you dare sit here and try to insult our intelligence, pretending it's complicated. Because let me tell y'all this, their sweet cheeks. If a regular American was to ignore a subpoena, the system would be all over them like white on rice. They would be so far up them cheeks. Court orders are not suggestions. Subpoenas are not optional. And just because you have former in your title does not give you immunity. So if the Clintons are in contempt, you better apply it fully, equally, and without delay. Either the law applies to everyone, or you admit out loud that power does buy people protection. We, the American people, we're waiting, and we are watching.
Here's a clip from Scott Adams, who passed away yesterday. He is, of course, the creator of the iconic comic strip Dilbert, and he is about to do something that you never see, ever. He is apologizing and saying that he was wrong and the opposing side was correct. It's kind of fascinating, and it's kind of sad to see him talk about taking the vaccine and the worries that he has to have because he doesn't know what's going to happen to him in the future. I don't know what caused his sickness, but you have to bring up the question if the vaccine maybe caused it, or at the very least, accelerated his condition.
The anti-vaxxers clearly are the winners at this point, and I think it'll probably stay that way. And I don't want to put any shade on that whatsoever. They came out the best. They have the winning position. The unvaccinated have a current advantage because they feel better. The thing they're not worrying about is what I have to worry about, which is, I wonder if that vaccination 5 years from now, because really the anti-vaxxers, I think, were really just distrustful of big companies and big government. That's never wrong. It's never wrong to distrust government. It's never wrong to distrust big companies. I did not end up in the right place. The right place would be natural immunity, no vaccination. You win. You win. You are the winners. You are the winners. All right, let me say that part with no ambiguity. You won. You won. All of my fancy analytics got me to a bad place. All of your heuristics, don't trust these guys, it's obvious, totally worked.
This next clip is a prime example of the mental illness that you see on the left, especially in those that are transgender. It's sad.
I'm allowed to walk on the side of the road.
Not if there's a sidewalk available.
Great, that's not a sidewalk! That's blacktop! Give me a ticket.
Okay.
Or let me go.
What's your first name?
We have to have your information to even give you a ticket.
Who am I going to write the ticket to if I don't know
But
who
what
you
do I
are?
have to have a ticket for?
Alcohol.
I went to OSU
You were walking
for
in the
3
road.
years for criminology.
Do you have your first name, please?
I don't have to. I didn't know
I'm
that
not
was
trying
a
to make this-
sidewalk. Look, can you understand why I didn't understand why that was? I have mental health shit. Can you understand? Okay. And no, listen, it's not a no. It's a that's blacktop. So is that a sidewalk or not? Yes. Great. So no, you're not free to go. If y'all are gonna have 3 cop cars pull up on me because I'm walking in the middle of the road, I didn't know it was the middle of the road.
2 different people called 911 because you were jumping in front of cars.
I'm transgender. Go away.
Okay.
Are you gonna give me your information or are you gonna get arrested? They arrested me. I don't know.
Besties, I'm literally leaving the club early because men are shit. I'm in the drive-through of a Jack in a Box.
Are we surprised at that? Really?
On my way home and to go eat my feelings. Like what the like I'm literally a 10. And this bastard doesn't see it.
Now, when you say 10, do you say you are the weight of 10 men? Is that what you're saying? A 10 out of 10? But on a serious note, it's pretty sad to see. I think it's a him. I think this is a transgender guy. But anyways, it's sad. Breaking news, there was a high-speed chase on the freeway. Let's check it out and get some more details on exactly what was happening. Doesn't seem
What
too
the
high. Not too high speed.
Oh my god.
Do you know any good jokes?
Gender equality.
Oh.
Oh no.
Excuse me?
Oh no.
Can you just repeat that for me, number 1, please?
I think you heard what I said.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I don't think I have to ask the rest of the questions. Wow. Okay, number 2, please.
Well, my girlfriend dumped me, so I stole her wheelchair. Guess who came crawling back?
Oh my god.
Number 3.
Why did the transgender man only eat salad?
I don't know.
Because he was a herbivore.
Oh my god.
Number 4.
I like to work with charities for underprivileged.
I don't really know where the hesitation is from this young lady on if they need to leave this eating establishment. If I saw what you're about to see, there would be no question.
Allie?
It's so gross.
Should we leave?
And with Maha in full swing, it is important that we all get a full body workout. This young man is a good example to all of us. Check it out.
Say hello to my little friend.
You think you're tough? Huh?
It's time for Dave's Detox.
Oh, Lisa.
Let's see if Bruce likes cottage cheese. Want somebody?
Que gracinha, gente. Olha só.
Sit. Louis, sit. Sit.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode today, and thank you to all those that subscribed. And for anybody that hit that thumbs up, I do appreciate it. Now, there's going to be some videos popping up. I think you'll enjoy them, so check them out. Now, my friends, until the next episode, stay safe, know that you're loved and appreciated, and until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.